In this tutorial, we will run a group analysis job using the process CBF maps available in the CBF DAP database. Specifically, we will use the process CBF maps from an actual project. To start a group analysis job, first log into your CBF DAP account. Then click on Workflows and select the Group Analysis tab. To perform group analysis on a set of CBF process jobs, you first need to select the CBF jobs you want to participate in the group analysis. To facilitate this selection, CBF DAP provides a flexible and advanced filtering mechanism. We will go over some of the filtering capabilities in this tutorial. Broadly, you can filter your CBF jobs using clinical data and/or provenance data. The mandatory demographic information such as age, gender, and diagnosis collected during the upload process is stored in the CBF DAP system under the clinical assessment name of subject information, as shown here. Processing options used for different CBF jobs can be filtered using the provenance data criteria. Below the search panel are two list boxes. The Jobs List box contains all the jobs associated within your experiments. The Selected Jobs List box lists the jobs you want to include in your group analysis. Let's talk a little bit about how you can take advantage of the CBF DAP filtering capability. First, one or more experiments can be selected from this experiment selection list. You can select more than one experiment by pressing the Control key while clicking on the additional experiment with the left mouse button. If you want to include all process jobs for a specific experiment for your group analysis, say CBF Demo, select the experiment and just click on Search button. All jobs processed under the selected experiment will then appear here in the Selected Jobs list. Note that all the jobs that appear in the Selected Jobs list will always be a subset of the jobs shown in the jobs list. So here, what's listed are all the jobs for the experiment CBF Demo. What if you want to include all jobs associated with your account? You can either select both experiments here, then click on Search, or you can select all jobs under the Jobs List box. Then add them to the Selected Jobs List box. You also have the option to manually add specific jobs you want to include in the group analysis. And manually exclude specific jobs from the group analysis. As you can see, we offer great flexibility in how you choose the CBF jobs that you want to use for your group analysis. As mentioned at the beginning, you can also build your search using clinical and provenance data associated with the CBF process jobs. For this tutorial, we want to look at the effect of 200 milligrams of caffeine consumption on CBF using 5 subjects while their eyes were closed. It's a repeated measure study, and the process jobs are under the experiment TOM EEG caffeine. Let's first find the 5 post-caffeine CBF jobs for the eyes closed condition. First, select TOM EEG caffeine as the experiment. Then select Clinical Data from the drop-down menu. Select Add to Query. And lastly, we will then select Caffeine Assessment and Eye Condition and select Closed, as in eyes closed. Notice here that if you hover your mouse over this box, the database shows you the list of fields associated with eye condition. We will now add one more search filter for the caffeine condition. Again, select Clinical Data, Add to Query, and then choose Caffeine Assessment. Select Drug, and then select Caffeine. Our search criteria are now fully built. Notice here that when you add multiple search criteria, you can use AND or operator according to your needs. Now if you click Search, we will see 10 processed jobs corresponding to 10 subjects acquired under the eyes closed condition and after 200 milligrams of caffeine consumption. Since we only want to include 5 of the 10 subjects, I will take out the last 5 subjects. We now need to add 5 CBF jobs of the same subjects corresponding to eyes closed condition, but before caffeine intake. For this experiment, I know these jobs have the visit ID numbers 2 less than their counterparts, so we will manually add them from the jobs list box. For subject ending in 028, we will look for visit number 6. For subject ending in 836, we will look for visit number 2. For subject ending in 612, we will add visit number 6. For subject ending in 642, we will add visit number 2. And lastly, for subject ending in 104, we will add visit number 2. Now we have 10 jobs. And 5 before, 5 after caffeine consumption for the 5 subjects. Let's start a baseline gray matter CBF group analysis job. Assign a name for this specific job. Let's call this job Caffeine Demo. Then click Submit. Now we are presented with the list of factors and factor levels that we can choose for this group analysis. Since we want to compare the effect of caffeine consumption, we will choose the factor drug which has 2 levels, caffeine and placebo. As expected, there are 5 CBF jobs for each condition. Now click Submit. And the system will automatically invoke an appropriate statistical test to complete the group analysis job, which in this case would be a paired t-test. You are now taken to a new page indicating that this specific job has been submitted successfully, along with the group analysis job ID. Also note that you will be notified by email once this job is complete. You can check the status of the processing job by going to Manage Jobs menu. You can also download newly derived results of the group analysis by clicking the Download button here. Since the job is already finished, let's go to the Reports page and review the group analysis results. First, click Reports. Second, make sure you are on the Group Analysis tab. Then let's select CBF Baseline Group Analysis and click Query. You are now taken to the Group Analysis Results Summary table. You can see the process job here. Click View, and you will be presented with the useful details of the group analysis, including first, the type of statistical analysis performed, in this case, one-factor repeated measures design. Second, what the factor was, in this case, caffeine assessment drug. Third, what the factor levels were, caffeine versus placebo. Fourth, the statistical test table with the relevant p-value. In this case, p-value equals to 0.005. And lastly, a plot summarizing the data. From this plot, you can see a clear decrease in CBF in all subjects after caffeine intake. Finally, the data table that lists the CBF jobs used for the group analysis with additional details, including subject ID, age, gender, etc. Note that you can download this table in CSV format, so you can do additional group analysis offline if needed. You can download all the results contained in this window by going to the download link. For more detailed documentation on how to filter process jobs and how to run different types of group analysis, please go to the Join Us tab. Then select Group Analysis.